Did you ever wonder why God would call a killer and an adulterous man a man after his heart? Now this should be something crazy, right? But in this video I'm talking about why God called David a man after his heart, even after he did all those wrongs. And I hope in this video you learn 4 things that made him a man after his heart and you can incorporate them in your life. I hope you're ready, because I'm ready. You ready? Let's do this right. When I started reading the Bible on my own, I loved the heroes in the Bible. Joshua, Samson, Moses, Jacob, every one of them. But when it came to David, I had a question, and this is why. So all of the heroes in the Bible did something wrong. But when it came to David, although he did many things wrong, which included counting the people of Israel without God's permission, sleeping with someone's wife, killing the husband, and many other things that included stealing a sword from the temple, after all of that, God called him a man after his heart, not only in the Old Testament, but also in the New Testament. So I had a question, why did God call him a man after his heart? But as I grew up, I understood 4 things that David did. Only 4 things that David did and made him a man after his heart. So help me as we unpack these of them, and please incorporate them in your life so as to be people after God's heart. First thing that David did that made him a man after God's heart was his want and zeal to obey God. Now we know that sometimes he went astray, like did all the sins, but always on his heart was a want to obey God's commandments. And he's talked about this in Psalms 119 verse 34, which says that God, give me understanding to know your laws and to keep and obey all your commandments. So you see, he wanted to obey God, and though he did not do it sometimes, just like each of us, one of us may not do what is good, but his constant prayer and need was to obey God in good and in bad. And we should learn from it by obeying God in whatever he tells us to do. Secondly, you can see throughout David's life that he was a man who trusted God. His trust in God was very strong. Now, most of us trust God to lead us through land as we walk on land, but sometimes when he calls us to walk on water, it's very hard. When storms come in, just like Peter, we put our focus from God and we put it to other things. And we should learn from David to put our trust in God. Because when he was saying his Psalm 23, he said, though I walk through the valley of shadow of death, I fear not, for I know I am with you. And he trusted God to put a table before his enemies. Now this is not something simple you could trust your uncle, your auntie to do. But he trusted God, and this should be our want, our zeal, to trust God whenever he calls us to do something, to obey him and to trust him. Thirdly, David was a repentant man. Now we see it in his story. After he had slept with someone's wife and killed the husband, God sent a prophet called Nathan to tell him what he had done. And the prophet used a story to tell him about someone who ate someone's lamb. And as soon as David understood what he had did, he didn't say any word again, but he said, I'm wrong. And you can see throughout the Psalms 51, all the tears he cries out, calling God to forgive him. And this is what we should be doing. We should be ready to say, God, we're sorry. We did wrong, but we come into your presence and we surrender all we are. Teach us to obey your commandments. Help us to obey you. Help us to trust you and to be repentant whenever we go wrong. I hope we incorporate this in our lives and be repentant to God. For he loves people who are like that. That is what makes people the people after God's heart. The 4th thing that made David a person after God's heart is his humbleness. Now, David understood where God brought him from going after the sheep and being a shepherd to being a king. And when it was time that God's Ark of Covenant was brought in Israel, David danced. And he danced to the Lord until the wife was disgusted. He said, what are you doing, you man? You are a king. You should understand that you are a king. Now all the 7 girls are laughing at you. But he said to her, I am praising God because I know where he brought me from. So he was very humble. He did not put his pride as a king at a pedestal. And this is what made Saul wrong. Saul was very proud. And God hates people who are proud. But he loves those who are humble. Because if you are humble, he raises you up. And this is what you should be seeking to do in every day that you live. to be humble to God and to people around you, to be humble. Let's see, as I come to the end of this video, my prayer is that you be able to understand that trusting God, obeying Him, being repentant and humble is very crucial in your life as a Christian or any other person who is not a Christian. And my prayer is that you continue to watch these videos, to learn a thing from them, share, to subscribe, to tell your friends what's taking place here. And if you have a question in these things that I say on this video, please leave a question in the comments below so I can be able to help you. May God bless you so much. Stay blessed and stay tuned. Bye bye.